Hello students, how are you? I hope that you all are fine. So now we will start the second chapter of civics, that is understanding laws. So without wasting any time, let's just start it. So as the name of the chapter is understanding laws, so the first question which is arising in your mind is what are laws? So, laws are a set of rules and principles that govern the affairs of society and are backed by a political authority or government. To live in a civil society, we must have some laws to follow. Means the laws are some set of rules and regulations, means there are some rules and regulations which we need to follow to live in the society, but these are backed by the political authority or government. Means if anyone broke these laws, then government can punish them according to it. Now the question is arising that why do we need laws? So we need laws because they keep the society together and help in its smooth functioning. जब laws से सोसाइटी बिल्कुल संग संग रहती है और इसकी फंक्शनिंग आराम से होती रहती है. लॉस प्रोटेक्ट आवर जनरल सेफ्टी एंड मेंटेन पीस एंड ऑर्डर. इट ensure our rights as citizens against abuse by other people, organization, and by the government itself. Thus they provide us a safe and fair environment. Means you can say that it always guard us, it is acting like our guardians. Laws provide way to resolve issue that arise among individuals. If there is any issue which arise among individual, then it can easily be resolved by laws. And without laws there will be a chaos and it will result in the survival of the fittest. The strongest and powerful will dominate the world and it will be safe. For example, if you consider that there are no laws, then what happen? Those who are the strongest, those who are the fittest, they will be only living the world and they will dominate others, they will make other slaves. And if the laws are not in the society, laws serve as the deterrent to the people. So there are social evils like sati system, child marriage, practice of dowry, female infanticide, etc. So these can be uprooted from the society by making proper laws, by making the laws which prohibited them. मतलब जितने भी सोशल इवल्स हैं इनको रोकने के लिए अगर हम लॉज बनाते हैं तो इनसे हम लोग, हमारा जो सोसाइटी है वो फ्रीली हो सकती है. Now, as per the 4th September 2017's Express News, a woman is killed over dowry every hour in India. Means due to dowry that a woman is killed every hour. You know what is dowry? Dowry is demanded by the uh, male side from the uh, family of the daughter in terms of prizes, in terms of gifts, in terms of money. So it is called dowry. And those people who cannot give the dowry, so every hour a woman is killed due to the condition of dowry only. Next is female foeticide. So what is female foeticide? That the girl child is killed before it's the born, so that is female foeticide. And due to this the gender ratio is decreasing. It was that in 1991 it was 947 girls to 1000 boys, and now it has fallen to 927 girls for 1000 boys. So it is happening due to the female foeticides. Now next is the rule of law. So what is the rule of law? So the rule of law says that administration is carried on according to the law, and law is not influenced by the whims and fancies of any individual. It says that law remains same for each and everyone. For one citizen it cannot be different, and for another citizen it cannot be different. It says that every citizen is equal before law. Laws of country apply equally to all its citizens. Means for each and every citizen the law is equal. It is not happening that for one person law will be different and for another person law is different. Next is Nobody is above law, means everyone is binded under law. If anyone do the crime, then he or she will be punished according to the violation of the law, whether he is the president or prime minister of our country or he was a common citizen. So the punishment for each and everyone will be same. Next is the Supreme Court of India acts as the custodian of the constitution and ensure the supremacy of the law. And what our constitution lays down the different laws, and the Supreme Court act as its custodian, act as its guardian. If anyone is breaking the laws, if anyone is trying to violate the basic structure of the constitution, then Supreme Court act as the guardian, and it takes the information that why it is happening. And if Supreme Court find that this law is against the constitution, then it can stop from it being enacted. And the constitution has lays down certain functions that the parliament and the state legislature have power to make law within their respective jurisdiction. But if Supreme Court find that these laws are against the constitution, then the Supreme Court can declare these laws as invalid. These laws will be cancelled when Supreme Court ordered it. Now next is some important laws. Some important laws are like Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961, which prevents from taking dowry, the Bonded Labor Abolition Act 1976, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989, Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, Disabilities Act 1995, and Prenatal Diagnostic Test 1994. So these were some important laws which were prevailed in the independent India. So the next question which is arising is that why are new laws introduced? So let's think about a condition that whenever people face any problem because of some development in the country, and they can raise their voice and they can tell their opinions, various organizations can tell them, they can tell in the media, through TV, through the editorials of newspaper. So by different sources, when the lawmakers or the members of parliament, they have to come to know about the issues which are prevailing in the country, so then they discuss these things and they introduce bills in parliament on state assemblies, so that they can introduce new laws, so that some old laws can also be amended, and the proper functioning of government may occur, and the people who are facing problems, their problems will also be solved, their problems is also resolved. So next is laws and dissent. So if a law goes against the interest of people or it violates their freedom, then what people do? People start to do protest against it. People start to show their anger by protesting. They represent their dissatisfaction by protesting, but they can do peaceful march, they can do strikes, they can do non-cooperation, so through which the government has come to know about the thing that peoples are not happy with their law. So there are some laws through which people have shown their anger and dissent. So we will have a case study of Mahatma Gandhi's salt satyagrah. So what had happened in Mahatma Gandhi's salt satyagrah, that British government had put tax on salt and no one can produce salt. So Mahatma Gandhi think that salt is very important component for our daily life. It is an important component of our food, and it is very sinful. Sinful means pap. It is very sinful to tax such an important thing like tax. So he has violated this law, and he had done a march from Sabarmati to Dandi, which is known as Dandi March, and he has on the seashore of Dandi he has produced salt, thus by showing that I am against this law. So this is also known as the salt satyagrah. So what happened that sometimes due to political compulsion or political pressure, that some laws may be passed which can hurt the which can hurt some section of the population. So for example is the reservation of jobs for on the basis of the caste. So what happened, the people were saying, one section of society was saying that all the jobs, all the admissions should be done on the basis of merit, not on the basis of the caste. So due to this many many protest and many disanger has been shown by the people, and this law has become many controversial law. So next is unpopular law and the role of people in democracy. So if any unpopular or any controversial law is passed by the government, so what is the duty of the citizens at that time? First, they can show their anger, they can show their protest by writing letters to the editorial column of the newspaper. They can organize meeting to educate the people about the shortcomings of the laws, and this matter can be discussed with different social platforms. They can organize peaceful demonstration like peaceful strikes, peaceful hartals, and they can meet their local MLAs and MPs, so they can show their discontent about the law, so that these MPs and MLAs can put up this matter to the highest party line, so they can tell it to the state legislature or in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha where they are seeing. And if still the law is against the constitution, they can go to court, then Supreme Court will take care of these laws. But last but not the least, if government is still persist with such laws or policies, they may vote against the government in the election. So if any law is against the people, then in the upcoming election they can show their anger by through their weapon, which is called voting. So this is all about this chapter, and thank you very much.